What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you, S&D's Garage. I guess the gig is up. You guys know what we're up to now, so let's talk about it. So a couple videos ago, we went over this Lexus junkyard engine that we purchased, and we kind of went over how it bit us in the butt. And on top of that, the salvage yard or the used auto parts people that we bought this from tried to tell me that there was nothing wrong with the engine, even after looking into the intake ports and seeing this and, you know, looking down the throat of the intake and just seeing how corroded it was. So unfortunately, I did have to go ahead and file a chargeback or a dispute with my credit card company. And I guess that scared them, and they ended up doing the right thing. They refunded me my money, and they haven't reached out, so I don't even think they want this thing back. So I'm not going to name them because at the end of the day, I didn't have to go through the whole dispute process. They ended up doing the right thing after being threatened and I guess getting the notification from my bank that I was initiating a chargeback. So all's good with the world there. There are some things that I can possibly use on this. It's got an American alternator, remanufactured Denso, that I can clean up and use if I have to. It's got a good suction line for the AC compressor that I may need because the suction line on this one is cut. And then it also has a good starter harness that I might need, but we're going to keep this in the background for now, use it for parts if we need it, and then I'll probably end up selling it super cheap. It's a good rebuildable core. It just needs some head work. I think the heads are really what the main problem is because the crosshatch is still visible in the cylinder walls, and it's only got 120 on it. So what you're looking at here is a JDM 3UZ front sump, because that is what we need. We need a front sump setup for this swap because of the way the BRZ's undercarriage is set up. You need the oil pan to be in the front of the engine, not the back. So it took me a little while to find one of these, but again, JDM engine. It's got between 50 and 75,000 miles on it. Not exactly sure what. They can't tell me. They didn't know. But judging by how this looks on the outside, I'd say it's definitely on the lower end of that. There are a few little oil leaks, you know, a little bit of seepage here at the valve covers. Nothing crazy. We are going to go ahead in the next couple of videos that you're going to see us do here. We are going to go ahead and completely reseal this engine. So we're going to do valve covers. We're going to do the half moons behind the valve cover on the head. We'll probably reseal the lower oil pan. It looks like this oil pressure or oil level switch is leaking. We'll go ahead and reseal that. I don't think I'm going to drop the upper oil pan. There's no oil whatsoever on it. So I think we're going to be good there. And then we're going to go ahead and do timing belt, water pump, spark plugs, intake gaskets. We're going to have to pull this intake off to get it in the car. So there's some things here that we're going to do to refresh this, and we hope you guys watch along because we're going to get this all on video. So a few more things that we need to do to prep this engine to go in this car is we need to delete the power steering. The BRZ and the FRS use an electronic steering rack, so there's no need for hydraulic power steering. There is a bracket made by Lexus for the newer GS430. It's the last 2 years of it that you can buy. They had electric power steering, and there's an OEM bracket and a pulley that replaces this pump. So we're going to go that route, and once we do that, we're going to have to purchase that belt. It's a little bit shorter, so this belt isn't going to work, but it is what it is. That's going to get replaced anyway. And then, like I said, I may have to swap that alternator over here, but other than that, we're going to have to figure out a situation with the exhaust manifolds on the driver's side for the steering shaft. That's going to be in our way. But other than that, this engine fits under this hood beautifully. So if you look under the hood of a BRZ or an FRS, there's a ton of room for this engine to come forward. And then if you look where the transmission is all the way up here. Right where this ground is, right here is where the transmission bell housing is. And there's a ton of room for this transmission to go back. So basically, the way this swap works is we mount this V8 more forward, and then we push the transmission probably 6 or 7 inches back, and it literally it fits in here beautifully. There's actually a bunch of room on the side of it to work too. That's where having a boxer engine from the factory works in our benefit, because the boxer inherently is a very wide engine, and this V8, honestly, we'll put them next to each other when we get this engine out. But this is probably wider than that, and it really doesn't weigh that much either. This engine is about, I think it's 200 or 250 pounds heavier. So just think about my fat ass sitting on the intake manifold of this. That's all the weight that you're adding to the front of this car, which really isn't much. And then you're pushing that transmission back, so you're going to be putting some more weight towards the back of the car. So I'm not thinking that doing this is going to affect the weight transfer or the weight distribution of this vehicle that much either. So let's talk about our plans for the swap and how we're going to do it. First, I want to thank the guys over at Collins Performance. They make a full swap kit for this platform, whether it's an FRS, BRZ, an 86. They include everything. They include the motor mounts. They include the adapter plate to mount this transmission to that engine. They're going to include a clutch system. Basically everything that you need. They're going to include a new transmission mount. Everything you need minus headers, they include for you to get this done. So they make it super easy for you with all the engineering and all the testing that they've done to get this engine bolted to that transmission and in the chassis. So now let's talk about engine management. There's a couple of different options you can go. You can attempt to run the factory ECU from a SC430, but if you go that route, you need to get one of these cars with an ignition key. You can't go push button start, at least not easily. Now, we wanted a push button start car because they come in the limited trim, and the limited is going to have some nicer options. It's going to have the dual zone climate, and it's just a nicer place to be. It's got the heated seats. So unfortunately for us, we have to spend probably another $3,000 or $4,000 on this to make everything work. So if you wanted to go this route, you need to talk to the guys over at Oprah Built. They make a complete plug and play harness that makes this engine basically plug into this connector right here, this black connector, okay? And then under the dash is the ECU for the FA20, this engine. They then make a jumper harness to plug that connector into a Link G4X Stream standalone engine management system, and this engine will be completely run by that. Now, the Link G4X also has a CAM emulator or a CAN network emulator built into it, so that computer will talk to the car and it will allow you to retain all of your factory functions. So your ABS, your traction control, your gauge cluster, your speedometer, your tachometer, all of that stuff is going to work. Your push button start. It's literally going to be like you're sitting in the same car, but it's going to have a V8 in it. You're not going to lose any functionality whatsoever. And I think having that streamlined is super important because you're not going to want to do this swap if you're doing this for something that you plan on daily driving or being a street car, if you're going to lose a lot of the OEM functionalities. And that's just not the case with the way Collins and the guys at Oprah Built and Link ECU have kind of worked together to make this literally a bolt in and go swap. So I'm going to leave a link in the video description below to the guys at Collins Performance. I'm going to leave you a link to the exact kit that we plan on purchasing to get this done. I'm going to leave a link to the guys at Oprah Built. Oprah Built can provide you with the harness and the ECU. So if you're going to go this route, get the harness and the ECU from them. They'll have you all set up. And then the guys over at Oprah Built will also provide you with a startup tune to then go ahead and get this engine running and drive it to your tuner, whether you're going to have it tuned locally, or the guys at Oprah Built also offer remote tuning sessions to tune your car. They can tune cars from the United States to Canada to England, around the globe. He will tune your car. He was just telling me about a car that he ended up doing overseas that made a ton of power, actually. Then I talked to this gentleman in length. He really knows what he's talking about. He's a great fabricator, and they make these harnesses, him and his wife, basically in their garage. And it's amazing that they've gotten this so streamlined that you can literally plug your harness into the computer or into the, plug this harness from the engine to the car to a standalone computer, go in, press your clutch, hit the start button, and it'll literally start up like it was designed to be in the car. Now, we do plan on getting every aspect of this swap running. We do plan on having air conditioning. We live in New Jersey. 5-6 months out of the year, it's hot and we need air conditioning. We do plan on getting the heat to work. Again, 5-6 months out of the year. It's cold in New Jersey. We're going to need heat. So we want this engine in this car running as original equipment as possible. We want to make sure that we have all of the creature comforts, and we're going to document each and every step. Now, we do hope that you guys are as excited as we are to get this done. There's one thing that I need you guys to do to help me, because this is going to be costing us a lot of money, and I need the most amount of views and exposure that I can get with this build to generate some income to get it done for you. So please like this video. If you're into cars, you know somebody that likes Subarus, Toyotas, Lexuses, things like that, share this to them, tell them what we're up to, and get them to watch it. It really helps, especially if you guys watch the video in its entirety. It greatly helps us hit the algorithms, get the views, and generate the revenue to get projects like this done for you. This is going to be a huge project for us. It's going to be costing us a lot of money, and we're doing this for, number one, for the enjoyment of being able to do it, but we also want to document this and show you guys exactly how this works. You know, any hiccups we run into, we want to get it on film. A lot of this is going to be custom. Everybody does their heater hoses a little bit different. Everybody runs their AC lines a little bit different. So there's going to be a lot of things here that we're going to have to kind of figure out on the fly. And I want to make the best video series possible getting this done that I can, to help everybody in this community do something similar. Now, one thing that is usually overlooked with swaps like this or power adders like this is the brakes. Now, luckily for us, Subaru makes what's called the TS version of the BRZ with the Brembo brakes. We're likely going to source a set of those brakes to throw on the front of this car with a different set of wheels. And we're definitely going to do something suspension-wise as well. We don't want to just drop, you know, double the power in the car and not have the supporting mods to handle it, because we do plan on, believe it or not, we're going to daily drive this car minus, you know, the snow. We have our GX 470 for that. But other than that, this thing's going to be driven every day. I'm going to drive this to work. So this is going to be something that we're going to put a lot of time and a lot of effort in to make sure it's done right. So I want to be safe, I want to be reliable, and I want to be fun. So please like, share, subscribe. We need all the help we can get. Let's get this done. We're so excited. We hope you guys are too. And we'll see you on the next one when we dive into this 3UZ and get it ready for the swap.